Hello everyone, and welcome to today's session. I'm excited to introduce you to Mega Goal 2.2, Unit 8, The Sporting Life. We'll be focusing on improving your conversation and listening skills around this engaging topic. Throughout this presentation, we'll explore various ways to talk about sports and leisure activities, and also how to better understand others when they share their experiences. So, let's get started and have some fun learning together. All right, on this slide, we're focusing on some key skills and vocabulary related to effective communication. First, you'll see the phrase, who says the phrases in the conversation. This encourages us to think about the different speakers and their roles. Next, we have guess, which is about making educated assumptions based on context. Moving on, the numbers 2, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 1 might refer to a sequence or ordering of ideas or speakers, which we'll explore further. Then, there's the meaning of the new words, emphasizing the importance of understanding vocabulary and context. We also see, find the chart according to the profile's audio, which suggests listening carefully to match information with visual data. Complete confidence in someone highlights the concept of trusting others fully, a key aspect of strong communication. Furthermore, express, real talk, phrase in correct sentences encourages us to practice authentic, honest conversations. Use for specific information reminds us to be precise when requesting or providing details. Lastly, listen and lesson objectives serve as a reminder to stay attentive and understand what we aim to achieve in this lesson. Overall, this slide sets the foundation for developing both vocabulary and practical communication skills, which are essential in any professional or personal context. So this slide is all about figure skating. Now, you might wonder, what sport are these for? Well, figure skating is a beautiful and elegant sport that combines athleticism with artistry. It's all about performing on ice, often to music, showcasing jumps, spins, and intricate footwork. Figure skating is unique because it's not just about speed or strength. It's also about grace, precision, and expression. When we look at these athletes gliding effortlessly across the ice, it highlights how much skill and dedication it takes to excel in this sport. This connects to our overall theme of exploring different sports and understanding what makes each one special. In figure skating, you see a perfect blend of athletic ability and artistic flair, making it a captivating sport to watch and study. All right, so here we see someone about to step onto the ice for a major competition, and they're having a quick chat with their coach. This moment is really important because it highlights the mental preparation that goes beyond just physical skills. You can see how the skater is likely sharing their nerves, their hopes, or maybe asking for last-minute advice. It's a reminder that even top athletes need support and reassurance before a big moment. This interaction underscores a key theme of our presentation. Success isn't just about talent or practice, but also about mindset and communication. It's those little moments of connection that can make a big difference in performance. Now, let's take a closer look at this slide, which focuses on skating in an important competition. Here, we're exploring what exactly they're talking about, the conversation between the coach and Barry. The question is, who are they? Well, they're two persons, and their interaction gives us insight into the training and preparation that goes into such a high-stakes event. If you notice, there are two people involved, which emphasizes the personal guidance and mentorship that are crucial in competitive skating. This scene highlights the importance of communication and support in achieving success, tying back to our overall theme of dedication and perseverance in sports. So let's look at some common phrases and how they're used in everyday language. When Barry says, who says, he's referring to how people often question or challenge statements or ideas. Then, we have the coach, who uses phrases like psyched, meaning excited or energized. It's a way to express enthusiasm about something. Next, the coach also says guts, which highlights bravery or courage. Someone showing guts is being bold or daring. Moving on, the coach says you bet, a casual way of saying absolutely or definitely, showing confidence or agreement. Then we see down pat, which means something is well learned or mastered, like you've got it completely under control. Barry, on the other hand, uses mess up, which points to making mistakes or errors. Finally, Barry says up for, indicating readiness or willingness to participate or take on a challenge. These phrases are great examples of how language can be both colorful and functional, helping us express confidence, challenge ideas, or show readiness. They tie back to the overall theme of communication, how words shape our interactions and perceptions. Let's take a moment to read the words and their meanings on this slide. As we go through them, I want you to think about how understanding these key terms can deepen our grasp of the overall topic. Focusing on these definitions helps us communicate more effectively and ensures we're all on the same page. Remember, grasping the precise meanings behind these words is essential for applying concepts correctly and having meaningful discussions. So, I encourage you to pay close attention and reflect on how each term connects to the bigger picture we've been exploring. What did he say? Well, the key idea here is that success often boils down to having the guts, courage, confidence, that willingness to take risks. You see, sometimes all it takes is that little spark of bravery to push forward. Whether we say all he needs is the guts, or that guts, or even this guts, the message remains the same. It's about recognizing that inner strength is what propels us beyond obstacles. This ties into our overall theme that action and boldness are essential for growth and achievement. So remember, sometimes what stands between us and success is simply the guts to try. So what did he say? Well, it's interesting because it all boils down to different ways of asking the same thing, right? When I say, "You up for that?" it's a casual way of checking if someone's interested or willing to go along with a plan. Then when I say, "You up for it?" it's a slightly more personal, direct approach, still informal but a bit more focused. And finally, "You up for this?" emphasizes the specific situation or task at hand. These phrases are subtle variations, but they all serve the same purpose, gauging someone's willingness or readiness. They connect to our overall theme of effective communication, how small changes in wording can influence the tone and impact of our conversations. So, understanding these nuances helps us become more intentional in how we ask questions and invite participation, whether in personal or professional settings. It's all about choosing the right words to foster engagement and clarity. So, what can we learn from this slide? It's all about the importance of clear communication and avoiding misunderstandings. When we look at these different phrases, what did she say? "Marco, you mess up." "Marco, you messed up." And "Margot, you messed up." They highlight how miscommunication or misinterpretation can lead to confusion or even conflict. Notice how the tone and clarity shift depending on how things are said. Sometimes, a simple question like, "What did she say?" can open the door to understanding, while direct accusations like, "Marco, you messed up," can escalate the situation. This slide ties into our broader theme. Effective communication is crucial in managing relationships, whether personal or professional. It reminds us to choose our words carefully and ensure we understand each other clearly to prevent misunderstandings that can spiral out of control. Let's take a closer look at this slide. You might notice the phrase, "What did she say?" at the top. This sets the stage for understanding communication, especially in situations where clarity is essential. Now, moving to the next lines, we see 3 different ways of expressing a similar idea. "I need to pat you down," "I needed to pat you down," and "I need to pat you down again." These variations highlight how small changes in wording, like tense or phrasing, can impact the clarity and tone of what we're communicating. For example, "I need to pat you down" sounds more immediate, whereas "I needed to pat you down" suggests it was a past action. In the context of our overall theme, which is about effective communication and ensuring understanding, these nuances matter a lot. When you're conveying instructions or responding to questions, paying attention to how you phrase things can make a big difference in how your message is received. So, whether you're speaking in the moment or reflecting on what was said, clarity and context are key. All right, let's take a closer look at this slide. What did she say? Well, we're seeing a pattern here, someone asking, "So why don't he just?" And then there's this repeating chant. "Psych, psych, psych." This repetition is really key. It highlights how the idea of consulting a psychologist or mental health professional is often brought up in these situations. Now notice how the phrase, "so why don't we just," appears multiple times, each followed by that chorus of psych. It's almost as if the conversation is stuck on this idea, like a loop. This points to a common tendency to default to mental health support as a quick solution. This slide connects to our overall theme about how mental health is discussed and sometimes oversimplified in conversations. It emphasizes the importance of understanding not just the suggestion itself, but also the underlying assumptions, like why mental health support is seen as the immediate answer. So, in essence, this slide is illustrating how these conversations often revolve around that one recurring idea: calling in a psychologist or mental health professional as the next step. And it reminds us to think critically about how these suggestions are framed and what they imply about our approach to mental health challenges. Now, here we see the competitors at an ice skating competition, a moment full of excitement and anticipation. You can imagine the nerves that come with performing in front of an audience and judges alike. In this scene, he's feeling quite nervous, which is completely natural given the high stakes. But what's really important here is the role of his coach, who is there to encourage him, boost his confidence, and remind him of his skills and preparation. This support can make all the difference in moments like these. Interestingly, we also see a small but crucial detail. Barry forgot his skates in the car. It's a reminder that even in well-planned events, little surprises can happen. It highlights the importance of being prepared and attentive to details, especially when facing pressure. All these points tie back to our overall theme: the importance of confidence, support, and preparation in overcoming challenges and performing at our best. Let's take a closer look at some of the phrases we use for encouraging and expressing confidence in someone. These expressions are powerful tools in our communication, especially when we want to motivate or support others. They help build trust and reinforce a positive mindset. For example, saying, "I believe in you," or "you can do this," can really boost someone's confidence. It's important to choose words that are genuine and specific, as this makes the encouragement more meaningful. Incorporating these phrases into our daily interactions not only uplifts others, but also strengthens our relationships. Remember, expressing confidence is a key part of effective leadership and teamwork, aligning perfectly with our overall theme of positive communication. Let's take a closer look at the expressions the coach uses to encourage Barry. Throughout this scene, you'll notice that the coach employs a mix of positive reinforcement and motivational language. These expressions are key because they help build Barry's confidence and push him to keep going. For example, the coach might say things like, "You're doing great," or "keep it up," which are simple but powerful. They remind Barry that he's on the right track and that his efforts are recognized. Another important aspect is the tone behind these words. It's supportive and enthusiastic, which helps to inspire Barry. This connects to the overall theme of encouragement and the importance of positive communication in coaching. Such expressions not only motivate but also foster a sense of trust and teamwork. So, when we analyze what the coach says, we see that these words serve to uplift Barry and reinforce his belief in himself. That's a crucial part of effective coaching and leadership in any setting. So, here we have a story about perseverance and overcoming limitations. The first athlete finished a full minute behind any competitive time, which might seem discouraging at first glance. But what's remarkable is that he had only been swimming for 8 months and had never even seen an Olympic-sized pool before. Despite these challenges, he still participated and pushed himself. Then we have the story from Equatorial Guinea, where the swimmer, called the eel, finished last in his event. What makes this even more impressive is that he was heavier than his competitors and nearsighted, which can be significant obstacles in swimming. Yet, he still chose to compete and put himself out there. On the other side, we have the ski jumper from Great Britain in Calgary, 1988, known as the Eagle. He had only practiced for 2 seasons, which is a very short time to prepare for such a demanding sport. Despite that, he competed with determination and showed courage. These stories highlight a common theme. Even with limited experience, physical limitations, or facing tough odds, participating and trying your best is something truly valuable. It reminds us that progress isn't always about winning, but about showing up and giving it your all, regardless of the circumstances. All right, let's take a closer look at the key points on this slide. First, we have the letter D. This represents the starting point of our process, where we focus on identifying the core issues. Next is B, which highlights the importance of brainstorming possible solutions. Moving on to H, this emphasizes the need for thorough analysis to evaluate each option carefully. Then, E stands for execution, reminding us that even the best plans require effective implementation. F underscores the significance of feedback, so we can continuously improve our approach. G points to growth, illustrating how each cycle helps us develop further. J is about judgment, ensuring we make informed decisions at every stage. A reminds us to align our actions with our overarching goals and values. I stresses the importance of innovation, thinking creatively to stay ahead. Finally, C wraps it up by reinforcing the need for collaboration, because working together often leads to the best outcomes. Overall, these points tie back to our theme of strategic development and continuous improvement, guiding us to be more effective and adaptable in our efforts. All right, let's take a look at the homework for today. On page 298 of our workbook, you'll find exercise H. This is a great opportunity to reinforce what we've covered in the lesson. I want you to focus on understanding the key points thoroughly, so take your time to review the concepts carefully. Remember, the goal here is to connect these ideas to the overall theme of our presentation, how these concepts apply in real-world situations, and how they build on each other. Think about how each point relates to the bigger picture and try to see the connections. Engaging deeply with this exercise will help solidify your understanding and prepare you for future discussions. So, when you work through it, keep that big picture in mind and make those connections clear.